Welcome back to Game Devs Play Games, where you can watch games or practice game design. We're back with Cuphead.
That's what he does.
I was going to say, this is a little weird, Nathan, but then I was like, wait a second, that's Cuphead. Hey. So, before we started, we were talking about how Mugman is the new Luigi, which I think that's like, Luigi's just synonymous with Player 2. That's all I got.
Well done. Totally not using the right weapon loadout for this because I forgot what I was doing, to be honest. So this is Sally Stageplay. Sally Stageplay I find very unique because there's she gives a full narrative. Fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Each of her waves kind of tell a different piece of the story.
So right now she's trying, she's waiting to get married. She's running off with her guy, and so we're on to the next act. Asbestos safety curtain.
That's kind of cute.
And then now
there's a baby.
Now there's 2 babies.
Oh shit! Well, I think it's just one baby.
No, it's 2.
Well, we got a short little brown haired kid.
Damn it. And then a girl with pigtails. I'm gonna get a better loadout than what I'm using, because half my shit's useless in this fight.
That's kind of cute though. It's in the theater, so I guess that only makes sense.
So
kind of tell some unfolding narrative, and they all sort of have their own narrative, but this is maybe the most overt one. They even have the curtain call and everything, so
it's I actually have a moment where I was writing about this, and it was it's kind of interesting because the question is, are you crashing this performance? Are you actually part of the play? And is she just in an act right now, or is this a real scenario where she's what the hell?
Arguably,
We're gonna retry that. That wasn't.
I think ultimately it's that you're crashing the performance, but they're acting on the idea of the show must go on.
Yeah.
So they fight and keep the show going anyway.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Because
I should probably start moving. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sitting there talking to you and not even moving. Okay. Yeah, crashing the performance. Definitely.
In what theatrical performance would they be fighting some finger gunning cup for every single act of the play?
It is a cartoon world, so I guess the answer would be any of them. I don't really.
I guess it's fair.
Oh, I missed, and then I got hit? No. So, so Sally Stageplay. So she starts off fairly simple, right? She's just
kind of freaks me out that her umbrella teleport is kind of like a mouth.
Yeah, so that's the other thing is I think that there's, god damn it. I think that there is probably something to it there. I don't know what. Oh wow, that trapped me.
Kind of speaks to the thing we've been talking about a lot lately is the kind of pseudo occult kind of vibe that we get from the game. And it's almost her mouth, right? Because she's got that big, wide-ass grin,
It's well, that's the thing about it, is it's really kind of the only, it's really the only, overt,
distinguishing feature. Or
I was going to go, the only overt, occult thing about her.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Is that a glitch?
No, I think they had to have intentionally put collision up there, so I think that was intentional. Especially because they just went away. So I guess maybe that was
But I don't even see what you're grabbing. Oh, the rafters back there, maybe?
What?
There's I couldn't figure out what I was jumping on.
It was the little Cupid, hanging prop.
So anyway, get into it. It's so now I was trying to find out if this was in reference to a movie or something, or because
they climbed the wall.
Yeah. Trying to see if there was a reference to to a movie or something, being that we're crashing some wedding getaway that shouldn't be.
Whoa.
So this is in reference to Final Fantasy VI, actually.
You think so?
Yes, 100%.
It almost feels very oh boy, I don't remember that film maker, but it's the first film producer to use I think animated stills
I mean, it could be that too. The reason why, damn it, I know, like, this is widely accepted. This is just not my opinion.
Oh, okay.
But the reason that at least everybody has that theory about it is because she comes down like an angel in that specific arc with her hand and leg like that. And she looks exactly like Kefka from Final Fantasy VI.
Ah, okay. That's kind of cool if that's the case. I mean, the game has no issue kind of showing or talking about or like building characters inspired by other media, which I think is awesome.
There's a ton of it. There's actually, I was looking up a little bit of certain references, and like there's a lot more that I was like, oh yeah, they're totally that the frogs are doing Street Fighter 3 poses.
Yeah, I saw an article pop into my feed today talking about that specifically and how
the
devs were actually talking about their references, their inspirations in Street Fighter was one of them. Do your ricochet shots have a hard time bouncing off of the left wall? Seems like they did.
I don't know. Like they were disappearing. Oh, come on.
I guess
once it pops
so
open.
the film that this makes me think of is so you have to hit that pink star.
Yeah, but it wasn't opening up. Do I need to shoot the meteor? Oh, so anyway, getting to it. Final Fantasy VI. There's a meteor attack. And there's lightning, there's a big crash or a big wave, whatever it's called, and I think that's an attack that happened. That's called when Leviathan attacks, something like that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, if you pay attention to the upper left, there will be like a little nameplate that drops down, be like meteor, and then the meteor comes out. So it looks like you're like an RPG.
Okay,
and
yeah,
she looks like a cardboard cutout. Anyway, we'll put the thing in the thing, make a note for it, so people like be like, oh, that's totally is Kefka. So I don't know, do that, Chris.
Okay.
I tried myself.
Way to go.
Yeah. So because of her moves, the best way to deal with her is up front, but because of that, you're playing risky. Risk reward.
I remember. Man, I don't know if oh, maybe it is. No. I'm gonna find this. At least the art on the moon looks really reminiscent of, there was like a pseudo documentary made on this movie too. Shit. One of the most significant, movie I think that people remember from this film producer was the one where it they shoot some rocket and it hits the moon right in his eye.
What?
I remember a lot of imagery of it, and it was a film producer that created.
Here we go. Ready? Nameplate meteor.
Oh yeah, he was an innovator in.
I do have to break the meteor open.
Oh yeah, because then the star just kind of hangs up there. That's pretty clever. But a lot of his films were destroyed in World War I because they melted down his film to use for mustard gas or something. Because they needed the chemical components in it. Oh,
that's very oddly specific way to screw somebody over, I feel.
Yeah.
A rose.
At the time, it was that it just wasn't valuable. Like, film wasn't a valuable thing. So they were like, you can sell your film to us for, a couple of dollars. That will buy you food for the next week or two. And otherwise you could just not have any money at all and starve. So he was just like, okay, well, I have to sell this in order to live.
Damn it. I need to start paying attention, to the game. I say that, but I just got to the final form and then died. Anyway, so it's her first form is it seems to be involving with her everyday life. And then after this, I don't know, you end up,
I think this is it. I think it's, the movie I'm thinking of is A Trip to the Moon. It's a French short
and why are you
silent
mentioning this
film
again?
Made by, oh man, I'm not going to say his name right because he's French, but it's Georges. Maybe it's like Yores. Miles. I don't know, man. But he was one of the first film producers to incorporate like hand-painted animations on the film to create a more interesting narrative. Because before that, it was just, straight film.
Right.
No one really had a concept of visual effects.
Oh, we didn't talk about this.
Whoa, is this the invincibility?
This is the number 3.
Whoa, it's your I don't remember what they called it.
Where you combine your body and spirit into one.
Interesting.
Ah, now you show up. Okay,
oh, that'd be super nice. Lightning. But the reason I think of this film producer, because he had a very theatrical approach too, and he'd do stuff like this where you have these, flat props just kind of thrown onto the set, and they, have the ropes carrying those props, and it would kind of set the scene. So I don't know. I don't know if that was at all part of this inspiration, but I think that it reads similarly, and I think it's kind of cool. It fits into the style very well. Because it was early animation in film, and like this being based on super early just animation in general, I think those two kind of go hand in hand pretty well.
I could absolutely see the reference. Yeah, there's a lot of fun lists of different references they make to film and video games out there. I thought it was really cool when they like reference Street Fighter, and there's a lot of it makes more sense because of being cartoon for the time and everything, but she is actually based off of olive oil.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, her proportions are very olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Olive oil, the Popeye character.
Shit.
If you don't know who that is, which I guess to be fair, most people only really know Popeye.
I mean, they probably, if you know Popeye, you probably know, goddammit, olive oil. There's that Captain Brian Beard or whatever his name is very clearly Bluto. Like without even like you look at it immediately, I was like, oh, he's Bluto.
How do you even think of that? But yeah, no, you're totally right.
So it's like, but they'll do that, but then they'll also do like what's the plant guy that you fight in at the very end of the first world is I forgot his name, but he's based off of like a 1930s movie star.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like because and like he would do the tango and like very interesting, weird, obscure references.
Huh. I think that's really cool, honestly. I think that adds a lot of flavor.
So
Are
this
you controlling him?
Yes. Whenever I move left, it goes left. Whenever I go right, it goes right.
That's
and
really...
then, boom, it gives me a chance to get a little extra jump there.
Oh, that was his heart.
Yeah, shit.
This is a tough fight.
It's like the most powerful move, hands down, but it's incredibly dangerous because you have to sit there and continue to control it.
Yeah. It really comes down to, like, can you control it and deal enough damage while also continuing to evade attacks? It's very, very risk-reward. I dig it, though. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's super useful in instances like this where you do get a lot of freedom of movement.
Come on.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Damn, pins you in a corner.
I like her hat in that stage. It's like a crescent moon, but kind of rotated 90 degrees.
Do.
It feels very like old school, like sci-fi fantasy, because there was a lot of that, like there was no distinction between sci-fi and fantasy a lot back then.
I can see what you're getting at. I mean, I think it looks very Romanesque to me.
I mean, that too. I think that a lot of old school sci-fi fantasy kind of took inspiration from the ornamental designs of...
Yeah, look at that. My shots aren't showing up.
Yeah,
bull.
I wonder why.
Huh.
Because it doesn't do that on the right side, I think. I could be wrong. Because normally if there's a wall, it just bounces right off of it, right?
Yeah. No, if there's a wall, it would stop. But if it hits the edge of the stage where there's nothing, then it would continue to move.
Oh, so maybe there is a wall there for some reason?
Oh, thank God she died.
Oh, when you kill her, the husband cries.
He does. Also, fun fact, he is bald there. So like in the first scene,
so it's like
it's showing progression, yeah.
And then she goes from like living in a home to being like an evil.
Yeah, because she has wings and bat wings.
Oh wow, she does. I didn't notice that. Oh nice, you did great there.
I still only have one health to deal with this last form, which is not a particularly difficult form.
So she's just like straight up angel here.
Yeah, so this is like... Huh?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm also trying to control my spirit.
Freaking me out, man. This is stressful. This is very stressful. Ah! It probably doesn't help that I'm freaking out. Ah! Come on, come on. You got this, you got this. Yeah, beautifully done.
So yeah, that form, she's not even doing anything to you. Just the umbrella's moving by its own volition, and the crowd is throwing their roses at you, which, like, leads me game theorist style to be like, are they, like, is she actually trying to even hurt you? Or was she just, you know, doing her play, and you're the one, and then all of a sudden the crowd's like, dude, get off the stage, stop messing with her.
It's almost that, but it's also kind of like, she's thanking her audience for her final performance.
Well, it's because it's clearly an encore.
Yeah, but it's almost like she's accepted her fate and she's just soaking in her last moments because she knows she's gonna die. It could be that, like, paired with her pleading for her life.
Right.
Like, don't kill me. I finally achieved what I wanted.
It's, yeah. There's also the potential that, like, everything else you've been fighting up to this point is a monster and she's been very mundane. So maybe her superpower is that she's controlling the crowd.
Ooh.
There's, like, I don't know. There's just, like, lot of little fun things there. I assume we're at time.
Yeah, we're a little bit over.
Good,
so that actually worked out pretty well.
Awesome. So next episode, we will finally go into my favorite boss and also my most hated boss.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. I've been waiting for this because Nathan's been talking about it since the very beginning of this playthrough.
We're joking, too, that it's like, it's going to only take me like 3 tries to beat him after bitching how hard he is.
I don't know. After seeing that performance,
yeah,
I think it's going to go the...
And the thing is, she's not incredibly difficult. Like, it only, like, yeah, it's... I guess talking and trying to beat her at the same time does make things harder.
If we get to that point in the next episode, you can just, like, shut up and I'll talk for a while.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll be like, Chris, I need you to just do this because I need to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway, question of the day?
Question of the day.
Want to talk about our character design?
Yeah. Do you want to leave it kind of general and be like, what did you think of the character design and how it kind of portrayed a narrative? Or do you want to talk about something more specific?
I think I would go along the lines of that and be like, how do you think they successfully portrayed a narrative with Sally Stageplay?
Yeah, I'm into that.
I've written paragraphs about this, so
cool.
There's a lot to talk about. Anyway, goodbye.
Bye.